Is it me, or did anyone after they watched this movie just want to go to the 1950s? I don't know. Like, I just wanted to go to that department store, you know, man? I just wanted to walk around the aisles and just look at all the dolls and play with the train set. That's me, man. Um, yeah. How do you guys feel about that, all right? How were the 50s? Any of my older viewers, let me know what you thought of the 1950s down below. Thanks, guys. Anyway, hey there, guys. What's up? It's Auto about Mike 18 here, guys. Yes, I am in my car for another movie review. I'm sorry about that. I know I'm out of school and everything, but I went to the movies tonight, Sunday night. Well, it's now very early Monday morning. It is now 1:30 in the morning. Monday morning, December 21st. I think it's the 21st, I think. And I would totally be filming this in my house. I'm literally right outside my house in my car, and it's freezing out, so I want to do this quick. But since it's so late, everyone's going to be asleep, and I don't want to wait to film this till tomorrow because I have a film shoot to go on. I'll be busy with that all day, so I'm not going to wait. I just want to shoot this review. Now, I went to the movies tonight at like 8 o'clock, and I had a double feature. I saw two movies that have been given limited release and are finally coming out of limited release. They came to a theater about a half hour away from where I live, so I drove over there, and I'm so happy I finally got to see both of these movies. The movie I'm going to be reviewing in this video, okay, is Carol. All right, that's right, Carol, which premiered at New York Film Festival, all over the place, all right? In like December and October. I'm finally seeing it now. And then the second movie I saw Carol first. The second movie I saw is The Danish Girl, which I literally just shot the review for. I'm going to upload that review first, then this review for Carol. So if you haven't seen my Danish Girl review, check that out as well. But Carol is what I'm going to be reviewing in this video. So guys, Carol, yes, is directed by Todd Haynes, and it is starring Cate Blanchett and Rooney Mara. And I know I just butchered Cate Blanchett's name wrong. I don't know why I said it that way. But yes, getting into a synopsis for Carol. This was a movie that has definitely been hyped up, though. Okay, a lot of people were looking forward to this. Everybody who has seen it ahead of time or very early said it was incredible. Definitely one of the best of the year. Award season love, all that, okay? Everybody was just singing this movie's praises. And I definitely got excited to see it, and I am very glad I finally did. So, synopsis-wise, the movie is set in the 1950s, okay? I saw The Danish Girl and Carol both on the same night. Both two period pieces, both made in 2015. 2015 likes its period pieces and its biopics, am I right? Carol's not a biopic. This is just a movie set in the 50s. But anyway, yes. So, movie's primarily set in New York's, in the city. And we focus on two women, both different ages. We have one woman, her name is... I saw Carol first. Her name is Carol, guys. The name of the movie is Carol, all right? It's late. I got to get my crap together. But yes, Carol is one of our main protagonists. She's played by Cate Blanchett. She is an older wife. She is currently going through a rough divorce with her husband, played by Kyle Chandler. She has one daughter. So she's going through that sort of rough, rocky patch. And then we have Therese, okay, is her name, or Therese. And she's played by Rooney Mara in this movie. Now, Rooney Mara's character is a lot younger than Cate Blanchett's character. She works at a department store, and she's very uncertain what to do with her life, okay? She's very young. She's really just trying different things. She might want to be a photographer. She's really not sure what direction she wants to take her life in as of yet. And one day in the beginning of the movie, Cate Blanchett visits her store, searching for something to buy for the Christmas season, and there's an immediate sense of intimacy between the two of them. They immediately like the idea of being with each other, become attracted to each other, and they sort of start spending a lot of time with each other, and a very, very physical and emotional attraction develops, and almost a near relationship, okay? So we got this big dilemma where they're both leading two different lives, and they're falling for one another, and a time when that was really kind of frowned upon, okay? There was not a lot of lesbian and gay couples in the 1950s. I'm about 80% sure of that, okay? There were some, but it was very, very rare, okay? They even make it known in the movie. Rooney Mara is talking to one of her guy friends. She's like, well, what if the idea of a guy liking, or you liking another guy? What if you liked another guy? And he's just like looking at her like, what? You know, like at first he's like, what the hell are you talking about? Okay. It's very, very rare. So I really immediately liked the setting of this movie, and I thought it was going to work incredibly well towards the film's conflict, and it totally did. And just getting right down to it, guys, I loved Carol, okay? Carol is one of the best movies you will see in a theater this year. I really enjoyed this one, guys. This movie was easily a movie that could have just flopped like that. Okay, with the snap of a finger, this movie could have just fallen all apart. But I think it didn't, because of how great the script is, how great our two leading actresses are, and how well shot the movie is, and how incredibly directed the film is. Because if it got into the wrong hands, if it was written by the wrong person, if it was filled with cliches and just utterly predictable moments, then I would have entirely fell out of this movie. I would have not been as engrossed as I totally was. And that is by far some of the best praise I have to give Carol for really taking a sort of subject matter that we've seen before, okay, just a lesbian relationship. We've seen it in other movies before. Just really taking it, bringing it to a head, using its time setting to its advantage, and really strengthening the movie overall because of it, and making it a lot less of a movie about, I mean, yeah, of course, the central focus of this movie is a relationship between two women, okay, who obviously they're lesbians now, okay, as of them being together. But it's also a lot more, it's about a lot more than that. It really says a lot about marriage. It says a lot about a person's indecision. It says a lot about indecision, and how people really, especially people when they're young, and a lot about age as well, even though Cate Blanchett doesn't look a ton older than Rooney Mara. Not saying that both of the women look old. I mean, obviously you can infer Cate Blanchett is older, but you know, it's not like the age gap is different, but they definitely stress that, oh, this one person's older than this person. But it really says a lot about indecision, about marriage, about infidelity and whatnot. And I really like all of those, and even about being socially acceptable, or socially attaching or connecting to other people. And I really liked that about the movie, that it's really not just this lesbian drama. I think it worked a lot well for those specific reasons. It's really just, yeah, it's a straightforward drama that really handles those themes very, very well. And that's because we have two incredible performances from Cate Blanchett and Rooney Mara. That's definitely one of the reasons why. Now, going into the movie, I thought that in terms of how the story was going to be told, I thought it was going to be told from Cate Blanchett's perspective, obviously, because her character is Carol. The movie is named Carol. She's the titular character, so I just automatically assumed Cate Blanchett's our main character. We're going to be telling the story from her perspective. No, not the case. For a good majority of this movie, I would say, in all honesty, the main character of this movie is actually Rooney Mara. Okay, and her character, Therese. I really think it is, because I felt overall not only connected a lot more to that character, but I felt that the way that the film was cut together, it was cut more so for her than for Cate Blanchett's character. But anyway, regardless of that, both women should get nominated for Best Actress. I know Cate Blanchett will, but Rooney Mara better not get Best Supporting Actress, because she's not a supporting actor in this movie. She's a lead. So I hope people realize that. Regardless of that, though, I think both women are flawless in this movie. Both have a heavy amount of baggage, and that is when characters work incredibly well in movies, when they have baggage. All right, when when they're dealing with a lot of side, like conflicts and everything. Okay, Cate Blanchett is dealing with her divorce and a custody battle. Rooney Mara is really dealing with just her overall general indecision about what to do with her life. The fact that she is skilled as a photographer, but she doesn't know if she should go forward with it. The different men that are involved in her life, she doesn't know what she should do with them. And that is honestly what propels their character and adds to that level of drama within the movie that worked very well for me. Both are emotionally damaged characters as well. I would say even especially Cate Blanchett's character, and both have incredible chemistry when they're with one another. Whether it's bonding over music, okay, bonding over, they spend a lot of time around the Christmas season together, and throughout the entire movie, I 100% bought into their relationship. I bought into their chemistry. I bought into their emotional plight. I bought into them being affected mentally and physically by outside forces that were basically condemning their relationship, and condemning the fact that they were spending a lot of time together, especially because this is set in the 1950s and that's frowned upon. So I bought in all that. I think they're incredible in this movie, okay? Two of the best female performances you'll see all year long. Loved them both. Yeah, they're all great, and that's one of the reasons why this movie worked as well as it did for me. And I think the other reason is because of how great the script is. The dialogue between these characters is fantastic. Again, as I said, in terms of hitting those heavy-handed themes hard, the movie does that and excels because of it. And just the dialogue definitely doesn't seem forced or stiff. It's very natural. You buy into it. You buy the conversations that these characters have. Not one character feels over the top. There may be two characters, or maybe just one character I would have cut out of the movie entirely, but that's just me. But the characters of opposition worked very well against our two main characters. Yeah, in just terms of screenwriting, the structuring worked very well for me. The way the film was cut together also worked very well for me, because I love how one of the last scenes of the movie is cut and shown in the beginning of the film, and then we cut to present day, and they don't need like title cards saying, "Oh, 3 months earlier, now we're starting our movie." I love how this movie was able to seamlessly do that, just without needing to use a title card, and I love that. This film is also definitely one of the best directed of the year. Just looking back in the Golden Globe nominations, I think Todd Haynes was left out, which is a shame almost, because this film is very well directed, and I love the way it was shot. First off, I love how this movie was shot on film, because it really added to the aesthetic that this movie was made in the it's set in the 1950s. It doesn't feel like a really polished just film shot in 2015, you know what I mean? It really adds to just that feeling of the, that 1950s sort of feel, okay? And I really, really loved that as well. The grain is really nice, in my opinion. It works. It adds to the context of the movie. I just loved that. I love that detail. And the cinematography was amazing. I don't know who shot this movie, but composition-wise, I love the choices that were made, especially in the wides. There are some amazing wide shots where characters are sort of cut or split from one another by bars or like a wall or something, and it really just speaks to the shot is really speaking to you as to what is going on with these characters, what their mental state is, essentially, their interactions with other people, how they're really just disjointed from other people. I love what those shots are saying, and I think they worked incredibly well. Everything else looked gorgeous, in my opinion. The movie doesn't have like any fancy, just like gorgeous, like sweeping jib shots, like, oh, we gotta get a crane shot when they're like walking down the street or something, you know what I mean? It's very simply shot, but it's not like direct into the book, like, oh, like you could tell that some kid just coming out of film school who would follow everything by the book, like, oh, the shot has to be like this, it's got to be set up like this. They took liberties, they changed things up a bit. The shot compositions are different from any normal type of movie. Like the way they film a conversation, they'll leave a lot more empty space in the frame, and obviously all intention is behind that, and I really liked what they were going for overall. I think that the production design is great. I absolutely bought into the fact that this was a film set in the 1950s. Without a doubt, the score is good. The editing is really good for the most part. I have one minor pacing issue, which I'll get into. The only thing keeping me from giving this movie a perfect score is just one pacing issue I have. I think the ending is one of the best endings I've seen in a movie all year long. It's emotionally satisfying. It's touching. It hits you, man. And it's one of the most impressive endings I've seen in a film all year long. There are moments where I feel the film maybe could have cut off right before that ending, but then we get to that actual ending, and I'm like, no, that is what I want. Okay, that's the ending we all wanted. All right, I loved it. It gave me so much closure without having to actually say anything, without the characters actually having to say anything, and it worked brilliantly in my opinion. Yeah, I loved essentially everything about this movie. I don't think I really had a huge flaw except for that one pacing issue, which I'll get into. But yeah, that one pacing issue I have, there's one male character who's a friend to Rooney Mara's character in this movie, and I feel that he could have been cut just entirely out of this movie, because she has two male friends in this movie. One of them wants to marry her. The other guy, she really just hangs out with twice in the movie. I would have cut him completely out of the movie. Because there's a scene that they hang out in the beginning of the movie. Then we cut back to them way later in the movie, in like the third act. And not only did that confuse me in terms of why she was still with him, but it just didn't work for me in general. It was really just a moment for her to really explain how things had been for her, because we sort of let time pass a little bit. So I didn't buy at all why her character was visiting that one male character. I can't think of the guy's name. I didn't even look him up. But I don't know. I just would have cut one of those male characters out. I don't feel we needed all of them. Just one of them would have been suffice. Just to really just tighten up the movie. It does feel a little long. Not saying that's a bad thing, but I would have definitely just cut that out, just in general, to just tighten the pace a little bit and make the movie flow a little bit quicker. Other than that, I loved every single thing about this movie. It's endearing, it's genuine, it's sexy. Rooney Mara and Cate Blanchett kill it, in my opinion. I really, really enjoyed Carol. I would definitely recommend it if it comes to a theater near you. It says so much about love and marriage and confiding in another person, and just the future, and making big decisions, and being just independent and whatnot. And I really, really loved everything that this movie was trying to say. I think it's one of the best of the year for sure. I would definitely recommend you guys check it out. So in the end, final verdict for Carol, I'm going to give this movie a solid grade of a 9.5 out of 10, or a grade of an A. I think this movie is definitely worth your time. I think you guys will not be disappointed if you see it. I think you all will really enjoy it. You'll enjoy what it's trying to say. You'll enjoy the ending a ton. You will enjoy these performances. The script is fantastic. Yeah, I think you guys will all enjoy that very well. Side note, the voice of the department store, okay, there's a male voice that comes on in the movie twice to really just, it's really just the sound effect you hear in the opening scenes of the movie when Rooney Mara's character is at work. That voice is the voice of my directing professor for this semester, of my sophomore year of college, okay? That is my professor, okay? One of his girlfriend worked on this movie in some way, and the director, they met with him, and he recorded his voice for that voice of the store announcer, okay? So that's his voice. He gets a special thanks in the credits. It was so amazing, by the way, to just hear his voice in this movie. But yes, That's just a little fun fact. So guys, if you've seen Carol, let me know what you thought of it down below. And no, I don't mean the Carol from The Walking Dead. I mean this Carol. So guys, yes, thanks for watching so much. And leave me your thoughts on the movie if you've seen it down below. I will see you guys in my next video.